Hey, Greg, what about your hair? It's looking better and your video showed you getting it started. But what about a then now?
Sorry, Jolly Green 122. I have no idea why I just did that voice for your comment. I actually like your comment a lot, and I'm going to give you a hair update right now. But I think I'm going to use a better camera. Hey, I just want to check in with you guys because I am actually heading out of town tomorrow. I'm doing a touch-up hair transplant. What? A hair transplant? If any of you don't know, who the hell I am or what I'm talking about when I talk about the hair transplant. I'm a professional actor. I've been a professional actor for years. I started off in 1985. I did my first professional acting gig with my first agent and moved out here to LA in 91. I started doing commercials, and I've done well over 100 national commercials and all sorts of stuff. Some TV parts, some film parts. I do mostly funny stuff, but some serious stuff. And you can actually, if you're curious to see some of the acting work I've done, some of the commercials and things, I'll put a couple of links at the top corners for you. You can see some of the stuff that I've done if you're curious, if you haven't seen that stuff. But part of being an actor is that you have to keep yourself looking as good as possible, and you have to just take care of yourself. So although I could stand to lose a few pounds, honestly, I really could. I could stand to lose like 10 pounds. One thing that I do try to take care of is my hair, because I've started to lose my whole male side of the family. My dad, my granddad, my brother, they're all they all are or were bald or balding and really, really thinning, and so I was too. And I got my first hair transplant where they take, it's not like hair plugs, that's the old 1970s version. This is where they take individual hair follicles from the back of your head and move them around to the front of your head, and then they start just growing because it's your regular hair. They've just moved it, just one follicle at a time. It's very time consuming, and it's an amazing process, and it actually works really well. I was lucky because 10 years ago I had a good transplant procedure done, and those were kind of the early days of the new versions of hair transplants. But now it's time for me to get another one. I actually did back in November of last year. I went in for a hair transplant with this amazing doctor, Dr. Bauman, Dr. Alan Bauman, or as some of you like to call him, Doogie Howser. I think some of you said he's like a cross between Quentin Tarantino and Doogie Howser, I guess, based on his looks. I'll tell you, he's all puppy dog. He's a hell of a guy, and I'm really glad to work with him. I actually found out about him because Kevin Nolte, went and got a hair transplant with him and made it public and put it up on his page and did a video all about it. I did a really funny video about it too. At least I think the video is really funny. I'll put a link. How about at the bottom? Here's a link in the bottom. We'll do that so that you can go right to that video if you're curious to see the video, which I called Hair Transplant Fun. And it's just me goofing around, being goofy in the office. And you learn a few things while you're there. But I'm just goofing around. So you can see that if you want. I put that up in January. But the doctor, what he did was he took my hairline, which had been receding, had been up to like here, and he took it down to like here, you see. So he actually did take it down a bit for me, but he said that one thing that I would probably notice is that it may not be as thick enough. It may not be as thick as I want it to be. You can tell I didn't write or rehearse this. I can barely speak. Sometimes it's hard to speak words. So he said that I may want to just touch it up and fill it out a little bit at the very front center, and I actually do, and I think I might want to. He also put in these temporal points on the side. I haven't actually had temporal points, for years and years and years, but he put these in, which is really nice, and of course he filled in the crown area. I don't know if you can see this from there, but he filled in the crown area, and he did all kinds of great work. But I'm going to have him go and just sort of fill it in and just touch up where it needs to be done. And then it's pretty much just done. That's enough. And if you're wondering, hey, listen, Greg, you've talked about, act your age, be your age, don't afraid to look how you want to look. Yes, yes. But you must understand two things. One, I'm a hypocrite. Everybody is. In a way. But also, you see, it really is my acting career. It really, I play the everyman. I do spokesman stuff a lot on commercials. I play, dads, and I've talked to casting people and my agent, and they all think that it just looks a lot better if I don't really let it go bald up here. So that's why I'm doing it. Anyway, I'm sorry if this is a little boring. I'm just really telling you all this because I leave town tomorrow, just for a couple days. I'm flying over to Boca Raton, Florida. That's where he is, and he's going to do the procedure, and I'll be there for 2 nights. Then I come back here. But when he does the procedure, he's going to shave the whole back and sides of my head. That's all going to be shaved, and then the top's going to be really, really short. So I'm going to have like super short and pretty much shaved head for, it'll take, a good month for it to grow back. So in the next month, you're going to see me, wearing a cap or a hat a lot. And you'll see me probably doing characters a little more often because I can wear wigs like Yeshman. And maybe I'll even have to bring back Juan Ortega, if you know who he is, if you remember him from previous videos. I hope that you do, and I hope you want to see him because I think he's funny. And there's some other characters that I've just never introduced to you guys. I figured this might actually be a good time on my main channel. All the sketches that I put a lot of work into and try to make them as good as possible with the editing and the shooting, those all go onto my main channel, which is Mediocre Films. So please go on over there and subscribe. This is Mediocre Films 2. It's just the channel where I can turn on the camera and talk pointlessly for much too long. I'm sorry, this video is too long. Okay, that's it for now. I have to pack up and get the hell out of here and also do some editing for tomorrow's video on the main channel. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful week. I may not put up daily videos for the next few days since I'm going to be out and about. But I have already shot Greg Answers Questions for Saturday. So you will get the Greg Answers Questions video on Saturday. Although depending on my travel schedule, it might not be until Saturday night. But I'll get that up for you, so check back on Saturday or Sunday for that. And feel free to ask me any questions you like on those Greg Answers Questions videos. And I hope that you guys enjoy yourselves this week. And I will see you soon with a shaved head. Okay, bye-bye.